Moms, what's the weirdest misunderstanding you've ever had with your child's school? Last year, my son Jake's third grade teacher requested an urgent meeting about his concerning behavior. My stomach dropped when I got that email. Jake's always been a quiet kid, maybe too quiet sometimes, but never a troublemaker. When I arrived, Mrs. Peterson sat me down with the school counselor present. Her face was grave as she slid a paper across the desk. Mrs. Wilson, we found this in Jake's notebook yesterday, she said. We're required to address this kind of violent content. I looked down at a crayon drawing of what appeared to be stick figures surrounded by red splotches. One figure was labeled Mom. Jake has been drawing disturbing scenes of, well, what appears to be you covered in blood, Mrs. Peterson said quietly. My heart raced. There must be some mistake. Jake wouldn't. He's been telling the other children that you cut people open regularly, the counselor interjected. We understand divorce can be difficult, but divorce? I was genuinely confused. I'm not divorced. Jake's father works overseas. They exchanged glances. Jake told his reading group you take out people's hearts at work. That's when it clicked. I started laughing, which clearly wasn't the reaction they expected. I'm a cardiac surgeon, I explained. Jake came to Take Your Child to Work Day last month. He saw photos of my operations and watched an educational video about heart transplants. Their faces. The counselor's mouth literally hung open. The red in his drawings isn't blood. It's the surgical drapes we use. They're bright red in our OR. Mrs. Peterson blinked rapidly. But he told Madison you cut someone from their neck to their belly yesterday. I performed a median sternotomy for a valve replacement, I said. Jake's been fascinated by my work lately. He's been reading my old medical textbooks, the illustrations only ones, I added quickly. The counselor cleared her throat. And the hearts? He mentioned you taking out hearts? Heart valves, most likely. Though I did assist on a transplant last year. The tension in the room deflated like a popped balloon. Mrs. Peterson's face flushed with embarrassment. We should have asked more questions before assuming, she mumbled. The counselor shuffled papers nervously. In our defense, when a child says their mother cuts people open for money, it raises certain flags. I couldn't help but laugh again. I suppose my mom takes out hearts does sound rather villainous from a third grader. The meeting ended with profuse apologies, but the story doesn't end there. The following week, Jake came home devastated. Mom, nobody will play with me at recess anymore, he sobbed. Madison told everyone you're a serial killer. I had to request another meeting, this time with the class present, where I gave an age-appropriate presentation about cardiac surgery. I brought plastic models, child-friendly diagrams, and even surgical gloves for everyone. By the end, instead of being scared, Jake was the class hero. 28 third graders now want to be heart surgeons. The real kicker came at the school science fair 3 months later. Jake created a detailed model of the human heart using clay and won first place. Mrs. Peterson posed proudly beside him in the photo, all previous concerns apparently forgotten. Now, whenever the school calls, I start with, before you ask, yes, I did remove someone's heart today, but I put in a better one and they paid me for it. The secretary has learned to laugh.